I can stop you there. If you can continue on the
Yes, the Chief Yomi Fakorode clearly stated our achievements from transportation to agriculture. What he didn't touch is security. As you know, we are working very hard on security, irrespective of the sabotage. The issue of Boko Haram now, as we all know, is an international issue. They are in Cameroon, they are in Chad, they are in Nigeria. What is the reason? To have an Islamic state. They have our brothers and sisters kidnapped. What do? Go and kill both our brothers and sisters, including Boko Haram? No. There's no clear war front for you to say this is a Boko Haram, this is a Boko Haram. Stop it. We are working in a very tight situation where the Boko Haram will cover their head, cover everywhere, and pretend to be women and walk past you. So you can see the difficulties our party has been facing, in addition to the sabotage. So I had the opponent, the APC, rightly pointed that they've been supporting this government. But we are Nigerians and we read the news. Have any of you heard of APC government condemning or saying this is what I will do? Or how I will advise the government, or what I've advised the government to do to stop Boko Haram? They are only saying when they get to power. No. When we get to power, we will do this.
We were not shouting when you people were presenting us.
But all this is when we get
He's not asking questions.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is better to stick to a better idea than a new idea. This new idea you want to go to is a disaster. The PDP government has provided you with stability. You can only sustain stability in your country if you have continuity in your democracy. APC has no antecedent. Lagos State is under the leadership of the head of state, Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is a PDP government.
Lagos State.
You hear Lagos State is APC, but still, who is the president of the country? You can't bet. Can I finish? We, the PDP created an enabling environment for states to flourish because we are at the helm of affairs. If another government comes into power, you may find out that Lagos State that you think is prosperous today will not be again. So you can't paint one side of your house, you paint the other side black and leave the structure. No. So my people, Nigerians, please, we want to continue in office. We want to ensure that you remain #1 economy in Africa. We want to ensure that our girls go to school irrespective of their parental background. Hence, we built the Alamajiri school for the northern girls who were so impoverished. This is the first government that did it. Look at your airports. Look at transportation. Look at communication. Look at the work we have done. Dr. Akinwumi is doing in agriculture. It is an affront to reason for you all to sit down here and deny the truth that this gentleman has worked in agriculture. We are for kingdom's sake. We are Nigerians. We must give credit to where credit is due. Yes. Finally, please, better ideas are always better than new bad ideas. Thank you very much. I hand over to
our A very good evening to us all here
know today. I mentioned at the beginning when I introduced myself that we did a slight adjustment because I felt that I was going to need to speak to my brethren who are Nigerians that are based in diaspora. And I want us to have a real heart-to-heart. I'm speaking as a former chairman of PDP, United Kingdom, 2003 to 2007, who since then has relocated back to Nigeria. And as a result, I'm not speaking just as a diasporan, but also as a Nigerian who is back at home and also as a home here. And we need to tell ourselves the truth. We have a democratic government in place today, but the truth of the matter is that politically, Nigeria is still learning. And it is fragile. Let us tell ourselves the truth. It is fragile. And with any child that is fragile, that has issues, then you tread very carefully. It is unfortunate that you cannot become the president of the country unless you come under a platform, a political platform. But you and I know that what we need for Nigeria is not an issue of whether you are APC or PDP or APGA or Labour Party. What we need is Nigerians who know what they're doing and they're really going to go out and do it. Go and quote me anywhere. I have been on this political trail since 1999 as a member of PDP and other parties. I have not received a dime from government. I'm saying it in general public. Check my records. Because we need to give service to our nation just like we are doing it here in Queen's country. But the reason why I insisted as a PDP member to be part of this panel is to show you that PDP does actually represent continuity of the democratic process. This is the constitution that was produced in 1998 by the PDP. The ideology and the agenda was to keep the military out. Let us as civilians rule ourselves. And when my chairman says we want continuity of the democratic process, we need it so that we can learn from our own mistakes and keep the military out. That was the philosophy for the origination of PDP. Check the record. We now have it in electronic form. We have the Constitution. This is the Constitution that was produced in 1999. Now, the parties that were alongside PDP 16 years ago have fallen by the wayside because they were not sustainable. Now, I have nothing against opposition parties. And there came a time when these opposition parties had to come together so that we can have two mega parties. And it is good for the democratic process. And we in diaspora, if we see it, we should herald it. We should encourage it. And we should work together. Having said that about documentation, my chairman has already said that we need continuity. I handed over to this man who worked for 4 years as PDP UK chairman. He handed over to this man who is now the chair. That's continuity that you have in PDP. The break that we have with other parties has been unhealthy for Nigerian development. Now, you can say that Lagos is working. You can say it's working because they have had continuity of a political party in control. I'll give them that. But go to Akwa Ibom and you will see that it's also working. It's not working necessarily because it's PDP, but it's working because you've had continuity. Because the guy who handed over to the guy who handed over to the guy ought to be encouraged. And these are people who are doing a fine job. So you need, when we say the transformation agenda of Mr. President, you may say that the people around him are no good. What the opposition should be saying is, change the people around you. Because we all know that we all know that the man has an agenda for Nigeria. When you say he doesn't have an agenda, you ask yourselves the question, if you are not free to vote, what is the value of your PVC? Everybody is clamoring today that we need our PVC so we can express our views. 4 years ago, nobody was interested because they said our votes will not count. But what we have seen from the electoral process is that your votes actually do count now. And the reason why they count is because you have a humble, gentle president who says, it is not do or die. If I win, if my party wins, we win. And it is for the success, sustenance, and continuation of the democratic process. And